Hi, it's Ashley from AP Free Writing. Welcome to Caffeinated Conversations. It's not Friday here yet, it's only Tuesday, but I'm going to be gone this weekend, and I definitely wanted to get something up for any of you who are going to be around and online this weekend. I know I've looked forward to each Friday, and I know there's a number of you out there who have looked forward to them as well, so I didn't want to disappoint you. This week, I just have something I just want to share. A lot of conversations I've been having recently since coming back from the Relevant Conference in October have kind of centered around this same idea, and it's something that needs to be said that doesn't get said very often because often we're not brave enough to say it. But it's the concept idea, I guess, that what is true for one person doesn't necessarily mean that it's true for everyone. Let me say that again. What's true for one person is not necessarily true for everyone. At the Relevant Conference, there was a lot of things that were said from the platform or the podium or whatever you want to call it that a lot of women took and came away feeling very guilty about. There were things that were said that were true for the person speaking them, and because they were true for that person, and that person is whoever she is, a lot of people came away going, oh, that's not me. What do I need to do? How do I get to that point? How do I make myself what she is? And that's not what it's all about. God doesn't call us to be cookie cutter Christians. He calls us each in our own individual way to follow Him. And one of the things I have found is that people needed this affirmation that one person's convictions are not necessarily your convictions. Let God convict you. Don't let people convict you. God obviously can use people to bring us to conviction, but whenever we have a conviction or we feel convicted or feel guilty about something, we need to go to God and say, God, is this something you are giving me? Or is this something I'm putting on myself because I see somebody else doing it? Like I talked about a couple weeks ago, blogging for me is more than just putting words down on paper. It is what God has called me to. And a lot of women walked away from that conference thinking that blogging was an extra in their life. And that's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with any of that. But like I said, it comes down to what is God calling you to at this point in your life. So I just really wanted to take a few minutes to share that. It's something that needs to be shared because as I've talked to a lot of the women, especially a lot of the women who are at this Relevant Conference, and don't get me wrong, it was a great conference. I really enjoyed myself. A lot of truth spoken. But one of the things that we walked away with was there's just a lot of unnecessary guilt I felt from the ladies I talked to after having been at that conference that people were putting on them, or they were putting on themselves, that God didn't want on them. So I just want to encourage you today to go to God and ask Him what He wants to convict you of, what He wants you to work on in your life. Don't let what everybody else is doing dictate how you live your life, or what you do, what you say, how you act, how you blog, how you write, how you mother, how you are a helpmate to your husband. Whatever it is, don't let somebody else's convictions be your convictions unless God is convicting you of those things. So it's a little heavy today, but I wanted to share that because it needed to be shared. I hope you all have a great weekend and enjoy the holiday with family and friends. See you next week.